Hare Krishna. Worldly enjoyment is the bait to worldly entanglement. When we start practicing spiritual life, we often hear about how worldly enjoyment is something we need to give up. And some people ask, what is the need? We can enjoy these pleasures, at the same time we can also grow spiritually. Actually, the problem is that we don't understand the nature of worldly enjoyment. It is like a bait. Just like in a fish, say when a fish is floating freely in the ocean and a bait is cast, say on the tip of a fishing rod some bait is put, and now then there is food over there. The food is there, but that food is not meant to nourish the fish. That food is meant to trap the fish, and the fish is pulled out. The fish suffers terribly. So the problem is not the fish's desire for food. The problem is the fish's choice of the food which is tangling from the bait. So like that we may feel that we are innately pleasure seeking and we want pleasure. So if the world offers me pleasure, what's wrong in seeking that pleasure? What is wrong is not our seeking pleasure, but what is wrong is where we are seeking pleasure. The worldly pleasures, they captivate our consciousness and keep it trapped at the material level. Although we are spiritual beings, we fail to realize our essential spiritual identity if our consciousness is too captivated by worldly objects. And when we engage in worldly pleasures, then what happens is that it becomes a bait. We get caught, and once we are attached to something, our consciousness is hooked to something, we can't get out of it. So if we are too attached to worldly pleasures, if we simply delight in looking at good looking forms, in eating good tasting foods, then wherever we go, our thoughts get dragged to those sensual pleasures and we can't think of anything higher. So in that way, just as a bait traps the fish, worldly enjoyment is the bait that traps us in worldly consciousness, and worldly consciousness leads to worldly entanglement. As long as we have the desire to enjoy worldly things, then our consciousness stays trapped in worldly things, and again we take birth again and again and again. That's how we become entangled. We are not free. Although we think we are free, as long as our consciousness is caught by the bait of worldly pleasures, we are not free. It's like an alcoholic may appear to be as free as any other person who is a non-alcoholic, but internally that alcoholic is caught and is pulled. Come on, drink this, buy this. So like that, if we see worldly enjoyment as a bait, then we will not fall for it. And how do we see it as a bait? The Bhagavad Gita gives us the vision. It tells us in 18.38, Vishayendriya sanyogad yattadagre amritopamam pariname vishamiva tatsukham raja samsmritam. Krishna says, Vishayendriya sanyogad. When there is contact of the senses with the sense objects, yattad agre amritopamam, it tastes like nectar in the beginning, and pariname vishamiva. So bait, it will taste like nectar in the beginning. Oh, there's such nice food over here, but then as soon as the fish is pulled out, is trapped, it's like poison. So pariname vishamiva, it says in the end result will be poison. Tat sukham raja samsmritam, this is happiness in the mode of ignorance. So we are meant for better happiness. Our desire for happiness is not wrong, but the direction of our happiness is often wrong. And Bhagavad Gita gives us the knowledge by which we can understand why seeking worldly pleasures is a wrong direction for our happiness, and how by seeking happiness at the spiritual level, by spiritualizing our consciousness, by practicing bhakti yoga and connecting with Krishna, our longing for happiness can be safely, sublimely and supremely fulfilled. Thank you. Hare Krishna.